Good morning. I'm Paige Pye, the New York State PTA Literacy Specialist. I'm here to talk a little bit about PARP Your Way, or Pick a Reading Partner, in case you didn't know. So let's go ahead and take a deeper dive into our PARP program. Let's talk a little bit about the why. And you think about, why are you doing this? Why are you here this morning? Let's talk about why our kids need to read. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what's PARP, and then how do you PARP? And how do you do it your way? So let's talk a little bit about why. And we know that reading is really important for our kids, but reading expert Michael Maloney suggests that parents set aside quiet time for reading. Maybe have a special chair or couch where the child can read without a TV blaring. And we know this is important for several reasons. It really gives children information on a variety of topics. We promote language development, literacy skills. It obviously raises reading levels, helps increase attention spans, and really reading together at home promotes family relationships. So again, reading must start at home. And then let's go back. The single most important activity for building the knowledge required for eventual success in reading is reading aloud to children. And this is so important. And I love the second quote here. When schools encourage children to practice reading at home with parents, the children make significant gains in reading achievement compared to those who only practice at school. So that's what the PARP program is all about. It's about reading at home with another person in the family household. So what is PARP? PARP is, again, it's family engagement with a literacy focus. We want to promote family literacy. We want to encourage reading as a habit. And we want to provide opportunities for parents to learn ways to support their children's literacy development. So our mission statement is to provide PTA units, libraries, communities, and other parent groups with a clear understanding of the PARP program, including literacy resources, so that all children will have the tools to develop a lifelong love of reading and learning. And our goals are to instill a curiosity and love for reading. Isn't that what we all want? Ignite an enjoyment of reading, increase reading opportunities for children, expand children's knowledge of books and why they are important, and expand the knowledge of literature, the different genre types. So we want to make sure that our kids are well-rounded readers. Now let's talk a little bit about how to PARP. The first thing that you really want to do as a PARP chair is set your goals. Take a look at the PARP mission and goals and put together your own mission statement. If you don't know where you're going, you don't know how you got there. So go ahead and make decisions on grades that are going to participate, your length of your program. Is it going to be a week? Is it going to be 2 weeks? Is it going to be a month? How about that budget? Do you have the budget? Can you raise funds? Can you ask for donations? Absolutely. And then your theme. That is probably the wow factor that we're looking for. And then your activities. Now, I know, this year is going to be a little different with maybe assemblies aren't going to be, the norm. Maybe we're going to do virtual parties or virtual parades or, what kind of certificates we're going to do. What kind of prizes are we going to do? So we do have a few different ideas for you that we're going to take a look at, but would love to hear your feedback. Now, the second thing is nobody wants to throw a party by themselves. So recruit your team. So if you're the PARP chair, thank you for stepping up and running this wonderful program. But let's take a look at, other parents that are readers. Who's that parent that's walking around with that book in her hand? His or her. And how about those kids? The kids that are walking around with a book in their hand all the time. Your teachers. How about the reading specialist? Literacy specialist, teachers that started a book club in school, your librarians. How about your administrators, your staff, anybody who loves to read or is in your local book club, even your school or town library. Absolutely go to them. And then your community members. What about them? Let's take a look at some of those ideas. How about we generate some excitement? Again, with the theme, that is a wonderful opportunity to, do a little cross reading and learning. Take a look at the curriculum. How can you blow that up and explore that with reading at home? How about your family events? Let's, take a look in this COVID time that we want to take a look at different family events that are obviously safe and practice social distancing. And your faculty and staff, how much fun would it be to have, your principal do something different or your staff do something? Take a look at some of the ideas on Pinterest. It's just a great opportunity to make sure that you're showcasing your school and all the fun that you can have around reading. Do a principal challenge. We absolutely love those ideas. And taking a look at the last 4 themes from Northeastern Region, the Rensselaer Park Elementary PTA, the last 2 years, a literacy of reading and the Great Subway Reading Race. So some great themes that we've had: discover a new universe with books, the Super Dodgers. There's been some wonderful ones in the past. Take a look at the toolkit online and it will give you some other great ideas as well. How about events? Again, let's talk about kicking off. How about a virtual assembly? What are we doing with our evenings? I know we're sitting on Zoom a lot, but maybe we can do something fun outside, social distancing, evening programs, a book fair, virtual book fair, guest readers. Why not have some Zoom calls or, Facebook or Google Meet, whatever it is, the platform that you work on. Guest readers, author visits, virtual author visits are phenomenal. How about your awards program? What's that going to look like? And then some virtual ideas that I definitely want to share. We've seen some virtual read-alongs. We've seen some principals reading. We know that the authors and other book publishers have relaxed the copyright laws. So let's take a look and do some reading aloud so that you can reach into the homes where kids are. Photos, reading with families, random drawings. How about a PARP parade? Hand out books as they drive by, read to them. Have you seen that, read to them? They read a book live daily at 1 p.m. So check out their website and follow them on Instagram. How about using Google Docs to track minutes read, or apps like the Riff Reading Log? I know Scholastic does a virtual book fair. And then there's some links in here, Biblionasium, Mind Growth, the education, reading rewards. How about special little free libraries? Have we put any of those up? And are we filling those and putting prizes or, scavenger hunts in those? Community Care College, have you seen that? The 5 apps that you can track your summer reading. Pinterest, oh my gosh, the reading rewards out there, the virtual ideas are phenomenal. How about a grab and go craft that's related to a read aloud, or book tracking apps? Now these are for adults, but I definitely want to put them in here for Litzy, Scribd, Livid, and Serial Reader. So take a look at those. There's always some great ideas out there. And I know for adults, there's, Goodreads. Take a look at that. Maybe that will work for your students, or maybe for your middle school or high school kids. So definitely thinking outside of the box here. And then your community involvement. We know that our local Kiwanis, our Rotary, our other community groups are always interested in hearing what you're doing at school. Local author visits, bookstores, local bookstores, your local public library, family nights outside again, based on the weather. So get creative. Let's work together here. We have to come up with some great ideas. And then your faculty and staff, take a look at them. They are great resources and make wonderful guest readers. They could do a mystery reader where they could hide behind a book and videotape, and the kids have to guess. Community guests, you can do the same with your, police and fire and whatever kind of goes along with your theme. I love the book talks. Everybody does a 20-second, 30-second book talk and puts them up on your school's website. That would be a great opportunity to share some great ideas and some great books. What else? How else can we involve our faculty and staff? So take a look at some of the great ideas we have in our toolkit. Speaking of, there is a wonderful toolkit available on our website. There are letters available that you can just tweak and send. There's a calendar that you can utilize. There's a PARP contract that you can send out to your students and families that they would sign that we could celebrate at the end. Different reading logs or records, and again, we getting creative in the virtual world here. Some helpful hints. I love the suggested reading lists. There's some great ideas in there as well. Some really cute invitations to events, activity sheets, and lots of others, brochures, pamphlets, booklets, prizes, handouts, bookmarks. So take a look at the toolkit. Try not to get lost, but it's a wonderful rabbit hole of ideas. So hopefully that will get your brain ideas pumping and get your committee going for a great, virtual readathon. And then we want to make sure that we advertise. And probably one of the best places to advertise is on social media. Or letters home to your parents. Maybe a lot of you have the virtual backpacks. Maybe your teachers have their own pages that they can help you advertise. So your community can help you advertise. But using Twitter, if you use a hashtag New York State PTA PARP, make sure that you utilize that hashtag. And then take a look at Facebook out there. We have Genesee Valley PTA PARP has a Facebook page with some great ideas. Maybe you have your own Facebook page, so take a look and share that as well. Again, teacher newsletters home, maybe they have their own websites. Principal letters home, we know that it's got to come from the top and show that they do support reading and reading at home in your families and family literacy. How about your e-news? Does that work? And take a look at different ways to do that. And the daily announcements, whether it be in school or virtual, on Zoom, there's some great ideas to do your daily announcements, and making sure that your students are involved in all of that as well. And then we want to definitely celebrate. And how do we celebrate? Well, we celebrate by having a virtual party or virtual award program, whatever kind of is going to work in this day and age. And then we want to make sure that we evaluate our program. What worked, what didn't. There's some great surveys or SurveyMonkey to be able to use out there. But survey your PARP committee, your parents, your teachers, your students, and really surveys provide that feedback that can make next year's program even better and really tell you how you can make everything better and have more fun, because that's what it's really about. So on our next screen, we talk a little bit about recognition and really want to make sure that we know how much, not only do we appreciate all of the work that you do, but making sure that your volunteers feel appreciated, your school staff members, maybe who they assisted, they want to feel appreciated. So sending out those thank you notes, something simple, community members, organizations that participated, all your special guests. And then the last but not least, we want to make sure that we complete and submit the New York State PTA PARP Award application. So there, for your unit, there's one available that you send to your region director, and it's always June 15th. And then your region will decide from those applications which program is the best in the region, and they will send the region winner onto the state office, and that is due by July 15th. Now, the New York State PTA winner is typically announced in early September, So you want to keep an eye out on your emails or your notes from PTA, as well as our website. And just to let you know, we are currently working on a paperless application system. And we want to make sure that it's, one application that we can send out to all the different regions, and then all the regions would, submit their winner through a similar platform to New York State. So that's really, what we're working on here. And again, if you need to reach me or if you have any questions, my information is on the end of this slideshow. But our success checklist, and gee, you can't miss that big red write up and submit your PARP program to region director, and then region winners due to state by July 15th. But take a look at, the length of your program, look through the last winners and see what they, did. Was it a week? Was it 2 weeks? Was it a month? How about your dates? Take a look at, when is a fun time to read. I know here in upstate New York, it's typically during the snowy months. So take a look at that. And your budget, again, how did that work out? Your committee, let's get some volunteers here, even people that, work from home or work during the day, maybe they can help at night. Theme, like I mentioned, that is definitely the wow factor. Your publicity, what's that going to look like for you? Decorations, handouts, incentives, your letters, maybe some of the programs, activities, celebration, thank yous, follow-ups, and evaluate. So there you go. That is your success checklist. Now take a look at the contact information. If you need to get a hold of me, that is my cell phone number. So please leave a message or feel free to text me. But the best way to reach me is literacy@newyorkstatepta.org or nyspta.org. So take a look at some of the information, again, that we have available on the toolkit at newyorkstatepta.org. But then make sure that you click on the programs and then go to the literacy or the PARP program. So just wanted to say thank you for joining us and appreciate your time, and go read a good book. Thank you and have a good night.